Ah, there we go. Hi, how are you doing? I'm here, back, the old git. I actually am in old git mode today. Reason being that a lot of things that have been going on, that the press have been too busy discussing things that have been going on in America with Donald Trump and the election. I'm going to say something about that a little bit later on. But as you know, when the grumpy old man is grumpy, he has to come on and have a rant. The usual ways to get in touch with me, well, you could do, what can you do? You could do this, I think. I'll just leave that on there for a moment or two so that you can make a note of how to get in touch with me. Bestbeforetv.com, which is the website where I am, or we play every day, 24 hours a day, nice old vintage television programs, which you might like to watch. My rant today is going in a few different directions, but it's just drove me absolutely crazy with this idiot of a prime minister that we have now, and there's no other word to describe him. And there is one other word that I would use, and that is liar, bare-faced liar. Now, he's telling lies all the time. We'll just take that off for a minute now, because you've probably seen it long enough. But don't forget what you have to do. You also have to like and comment and share and all the rest of it, which you can do, and get in touch with your comments. And I've had some which have been pretty good, actually. I had a couple who said they actually commented on watching the TV. They thought I only did these videos, but they watched the TV and they said, wow, you've got things like, and they were probably older than me, or as old as I am, but they enjoyed watching the TV. But anyway, that's not why I'm here. I'm here today because of the lies that this Prime Minister Keir Starmer has told. We'll just start off with this, shall we? Just to get us in the mood. So let's get to it, shall we? Here we go.
Tuition fees is a huge debt for young people that they carry with them for a very long time, and that's why we rightly committed at last election to get rid of tuition fees.
What about university tuition fees then? Will you remain committed to scrapping them in
They're
your first
all
term?
pledges, Andrew. So the answer to these questions is yes.
So university tuition fees being scrapped will be in a Starmer manifesto?
Yes, that's why it's
the
a
next
pledge.
election. Okay.
Me going to university as the first in my family was an incredible thing for my family, because it was part of that ordinary hope of working class families.
On tuition fees, I felt very, very strongly that one thing that benefited me greatly was not having tuition fees.
So there we go, that's lie number one. The flip-flop man himself, he's going to abolish tuition fees for university students, and nobody should have to pay that. It shouldn't have to have a big debt for the rest of their life for getting a Mickey Mouse degree, which most of them do get because they've been told that the best way forward is to get a degree. Where there's all sorts of other kind of jobs out there that don't put you in debt for the rest of your life and probably earn a lot more money. But that's neither here nor there. His first lie, this is his first lie that I'm talking about today. And also, his partner in crime, just listen to her. Just listen to what she says, Angela Rayner.
We will scrap tuition fees and bring back maintenance grants. Free education for all throughout your life. That is the prospect that they would have us believe is so terrifying.
Oh, thank you. Yes, we're going to stop it. So they are very sure that they're going to stop charging all the students their fees to go to, lifetime of paying back for something they probably didn't need. But okay, some of them do need it. Some of them do need the degrees to get the job that they want to get. Fair enough. But they're paying for it for the rest of life. Is it really the right thing to do? According to Angela Rayner and Keir Starmer, lying Barmer Starmer from the Stasi, it's okay because you're not going to have to pay. Well, let's listen to a little clip after he got elected, and I think this is the one. Yes, we'll have a look at this. Is afterwards. I think this was done on radio BBC 4. I think he was talking for this, but listen to this.
I think we are going to set out a fairer solution, and Justin, so
but it won't be the abandoning of tuition fees, will it?
Well, we are likely to move on from that commitment,
Right.
because we do find ourselves in a different financial situation. But I don't want that to be read as us accepting for a moment that the current system is fair or that it's working, because
No,
I do think there
accept
are other ways of approaching
You want to come
this.
up with other things, but you're being quite clear. You are going to move on from that pledge.
Oh dear, has he changed his mind? Is he he's going to obviously think about it, and as we all know now, he's changed his mind, promise is broken, and a lie. Well, there you go, there's one lie straight away. So, let's have a look at something that's really upsetting for me. Another lie, and an excuse more than a lie, an excuse to do what he wants to do. And since this clip went out, things have changed a little bit. But let's hear what he says and why he has to cancel the fuel. There's a fly flying around here. Cancel the fuel payments for pensioners.
He has chosen to take the winter fuel allowance away from low-income pensioners and give that money to certain unionised workforces in inflation-busting pay rises. So can I just ask the Prime Minister, why did he choose train drivers over Britain's vulnerable pensioners?
So we've had to take tough decisions to stabilise the economy and repair the damage, including targeting winter fuel payments whilst protecting pensioners. 800,000 pensioners are not taking up pension credit. We intend to turn that around. We're going to align housing benefit and pension credit, something the previous government deferred year after year after year. And because of our commitment to the triple lock, pensions are projected to increase by over £1,000.
Well, do you believe him? I said the black hole that's already been it's already been found to be not real. There's no such thing as a black hole. But I'll tell you what, he could actually still give the pensioners their money if he stopped doing a few things. He's a complete liar, and so is the rest of his cabinet, I think. Okay, you're going to stop the winter fuel allowance, which is about 300 quid, something like that, which really a lot of pensioners need. But he's paying over nearly £8 million a day for people who've broken into the country, are living in luxury, get dentist appointments, they get money, they get food every day, and they still complain, and they're out there terrorising people on the street. That's the truth, because the figures for crime of migrants, they're trying to cover them up. But I did find out some from other countries who are suffering the same thing in Europe. But why should those people benefit from our government when they broke into the country? They say, oh, they're not. They're not. They've thrown their papers overboard and they've broken it. They came illegally. They've broken into the country. Go to any other country in the world and try and go through an airport without a passport. They'll just put you back on a plane and send you back. This is the thing that's really cracking me up, the fact that he's spending that much money on people who've broken into... They've broken the law, and if you've broken the law, deport them. Okay? That's all you do. Get rid of them. Don't care where they go. It's not your problem. And it's not the problem of these people who are suffering. Pensioners being one group, ex-servicemen, people waiting for houses. Again, these people are being put ahead of everybody else. It's very sad. They're going to get houses. They're actually started building houses for them now, or places for them, which is very, very sad. I don't know if they started, because like everything that this Stasi government does, it's a lie. On top of that, he's giving, I mean, there's 8 million a day, whatever that equates to over a year, and then he's giving this Ed Plastic Band, whatever his name is, Ed Miliband, or whoever, billions to net zero and build wind farms, and doing absolutely nothing. The man's an idiot, complete idiot, and it's about time somebody stood on his toes and slapped him around the face and told him, well, I don't mean that, you don't slap anybody around, but stood in front of him and told him the truth. Don't hit anybody, okay. Because it's absolutely ridiculous, this net zero thing and what Britain's doing in opposed to other countries that are laughing at us. Okay, so I'm going to come on to that again later on in this video about this net zero stupidity. So he's giving that much money away to them. Now, what else is going on? Well, he's lying over net zero. He's lying over the £22 billion black hole, which he can't fill apparently. There's plenty of ways he can fill that by just stopping giving money to also overseas countries to help them with their net zero stuff. Ridiculous. This government they're like a bunch of school kids and sharing out sweets. They've got no idea. Okay, let's move on a little bit more with another lie, shall we? Let's have a look at this. And again, I'll tell you why this is a lie.
I have the letter 1 month ago.
Okay.
I told the officer today, I said, I'm going to be released today. He told me, no, your name is not in the list. So I have bad, I said, oh, sorry. I didn't believe it. When he come, he say, he opened my door, the officer say, you're going to release. I say, are you sure? Because I didn't believe it, be honest with you. So when I come, I walk all this way, the CM, the governor, all the officers, they say, Uncle, we're going to miss you. So I left. That's when he opened that door, I believe it. I'm happy to see my family, to see the people. Again, I hope so. I can listen to what I've done also.
You see your children as well, though?
Yes. And I hope the people be helped, these people inside. I'm very sorry about these people inside. There's no law inside. Inside, this is very bad. I'm telling you, it's very bad. There's no... Who have money, he survive. Who doesn't have no money, people zero. People can use them for anything.
There you go. Releasing prisoners early. There's an example of a prisoner that's been released early. He doesn't look like a bad chap. He looks okay. He did make a few comments about the conditions in a way, and away he goes, and he's been released. Who cares what he's done? He's got out early. Why is he doing it? Well, I think he's doing it because he needs the space to put his political prisoners in. You know, this Labour communist government, they're becoming more communist. If you don't agree what he says, if you say a hurty word or you say something that he doesn't like, you end up getting a knock on the door and you're taken to prison, irrespective of age and whatever it is you've said. And I don't think that, I mean, freedom of speech is freedom of speech. You might say something that you shouldn't say and say it in the wrong place, you'd get a punch on the nose, wouldn't you? Of course you would. People, that's how it was in the old days. You upset somebody, you'd say, hey, less of that, and that would be it. You know, you get warned and told you that, you know, we don't like what you're saying or whatever. But no, Mr. Starmer there, old wokey chops, he has to send him to prison. Don't say hurty words. Now, Mr. Hurty Words himself, again, told a lie. When the poor children were murdered, stabbed to death, those 3 little girls up in Southport, straight away it was sort of put out, oh, it's nothing to do with terrorists or any kind of group or anything like that. It's mental health, number one target. Always mental health. That's what's caused it. But when something drastic like that happens, you get a team of people go straight into the house. Soccer would go in there and they would take away any material that might have any bearing on why he committed the crime. And what did they find? They found a manual from ISIS, is it, and one of them groups, and also how to make rice in poison. So the guy wasn't involved in anything? No, he's a good boy, is he? But none of that information is given to the public. Again, they were lied to. And although there was violence and things that went wrong and people went out on the streets, which I think they have every right to do so, to demonstrate against this idiocy that's going on, people getting stabbed every day, and a lot of migrants and people from migrant backgrounds are involved in this. I have to be careful because I don't want to say too much, because there's a lot of good people as well who shouldn't come into that category, but they'll get tarred with the same brush, so I'm not going to say it. But basically, you know what I mean. You know that they lied and withheld information, which only made the crowd more angry, and they went out and committed the crimes. And of course, you know the story of Mr. Peter Lynch. He's 61 years old. He's not really a radical. He might have he was cajoled by the police and pushed, probably because he was a bit overweight and he was an easy target, and he got arrested, and then subsequently he went to prison. Now let's just remind ourselves of the man himself.
A grandfather who is jailed for taking part in the summer riots has died in prison. 61-year-old Peter Lynch was serving a 2-year sentence for violent disorder and abusing police. He's believed to have taken his own life. Lynch shouted racist and provocative remarks at the anti-immigration riots in Rotherham. Rioters set a Holiday Inn on fire while asylum seekers remained inside. Lynch was described as a full participant of the riot who had a general conspiracy theory against anyone and any form of authority. Police say his death is being investigated.
His death has been investigated. In actual fact, his death has been covered up, and the reasons why. 61-year-old grandfather. I don't think he'd been in any real trouble before, and I don't think that what he did was any real. They coupled him with they attacked the police and all the rest of it, and made him look as though he is the main exponent of that particular happening, shall we call it. No, he was pushed by the police. He carries the banner, and he's out there because he was scared of the future for his grandkids. They put him in prison because he was saying it was terrorist related and blah blah blah, and shouting bad things about terrorists. Turns out it was, doesn't it? There was a connection there with what they were found in the murderer's house. So he wasn't lying. But he's serving 2 years in prison. But he isn't serving anything now because he died. So Mr. Starmer, I think you've got blood on your hands there. Not only did you walk up to that Southport place where they placed all the flowers, you walked up with a face like a slapped backside, put them down and walked away. No explanation, no helping with the people, no giving condolences, just down. Well, you know why? Because people hate you. Because you're stifling their rights. And you're lying to the people too. And just in those few topics I've mentioned there shows that I'm not lying. The evidence is there. From your own mouth, I'll stop the fees for students. Lie. Okay? Empty prisons so you can put your political prisoners in. Not a lie, you're doing that. So I will ask you the question here. This is just one case, but I'll mention another case. Why is it that these thugs, which you're going to watch now, are still walking the streets?
Footage shows 3 police officers approaching a male. They try to restrain him, but quickly the situation turns violent. Officers are assaulted, including a female who's punched in the face. Then an individual appears to have been tasered before falling on the ground as he's finally restrained. This appears to be the chaotic lead-up to the widely circulated footage from Tuesday evening at Manchester Airport.
That's why those people who are of the loving religion were out there, and whatever they want they get. They're protected in every way. Two-tier steer. Tier. That's the man. Oh no, we can't prosecute them. We don't want upset anybody from that background. Do you understand you're not doing a service to them? Because there's a lot of people who don't want to be like that. There's a lot of Muslim people who want to get involved in community and assimilate and do things, and they can follow, anybody can follow any religion you want. Well, you single these out for special help. Not only are you causing division in society, you're actually pandering to the radicals in that religion. And those are the people we don't want. Nothing wrong with being Muslim, nothing at all. But there's a lot wrong being a radical Islamist, which you can't give a description of what that actually means. So I'll wait for that one, shall we? But again, two-tier policing. You've got those thugs from Manchester, and that's what they are, thugs. They break the policewoman's nose. Nobody saw what went down before that. They were causing problems before that even, due to witness statements. And, okay, the policeman wanted his hands... I mean, what the policeman that he pulled to the floor had a gun in his holster. And he's lucky he did get tased, because he's lucky he didn't get shot. And if that had been in America, or even in Europe, they would have shot him anyway. Because they're armed officers, they have to protect themselves and their weapons. And maybe the policeman was a bit overzealous. But hey, don't cause a ruckus and you'll get no harm. If you can't take direction from the police and you have to start fighting, expect the worst. You started it, they'll end it. So, again, also, I think there was a Labour councillor down from London who made a symbol of cutting throats of the far right, as he called them. There's no such thing as the far right. They're just right. Okay? They're not far right, they're just right. They're right about what's going on. That's why they're out on the streets protesting. But it's all gone quiet. I think he's still walking around. And then, of course, we've got the Labour councillor who punched the living daylights out of a bloke in Runcorn. Yeah, mind you, I think he has been charged, but still walking around the street. He's been charged, but he'll probably get a slap on the wrist. Nothing like people, if they belong to a group of people, just normal people who are fed up of what you're doing to them on the street. You're people who you'll label as being political prisoners and put them away. And let more rapists and whatever else. I'll give you that. I don't think you are letting out rapists, but you're letting out criminals that seem to be doing us damn sight better than us, even inside. So think again. Keir Starmer, you're a liar. You're not only a liar, but so is Angela Rayner. Now, this one made me laugh. Okay, because again, it's another lie, and I think the only thing that he's got in his head is la 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 la, I'm not listening, la la. That's what he's got in his head. Because listen to this. This is absolutely ludicrous what he's saying.
We've proved in the past that we can take down gangs that are running drugs and guns, take down terrorist gangs. I refuse to accept that we can't take down these gangs that are putting people into boats to cross the channel. We have to smash those gangs, and that's why I'm very pleased today to announce more money towards the Border Security Command, so there's more capability, both in terms of personnel and intelligence, more money to the NCA to make sure that they have greater capability, a mindset shift to treat this organised crime as akin to terrorism. The challenge is growing greater and greater. With greater collaboration, greater resource and capability, we can smash these gangs, and I intend that we'll do so.
Rubbish. We'll smash the gangs. Millions of pounds worth of drugs are still being imported into the UK. Contraband of all kinds smuggled into the UK. Terrorists are still entering without being recorded into the country on the little boats. But we'll smash these gangs, and we've done it before. Well, no, you haven't done anything. In fact, I believe that you don't want to stop these people coming, because when you give them all an amnesty, they become citizens. You think they'll all vote for you? They probably will. So you're a liar there too. You know, I'm no scientist, but I was involved in business in buying and selling, and if there's a demand, there'll always be somebody to supply the demand. And the demand is these stupid people who get in the little boats, putting their life in danger to come over here and take advantage of our good nature. So it's not a case of stopping the gangs, because every gang you stop, there's 15 gangs behind to take their place, because the money is so lucrative of a business that the risks are worth it and they make millions. So what do you do, Starmer? Listen to me. Listen to me very carefully. So he just sent me a message, says it's all live. Anyway, listen to me. What you have to do is this. You have to first of all turn the boats back. You can. There's nothing stopping you from turning the boats back. Me personally, I would have drones up 24 hours a day, flying up and down filming the coast and looking for heat sensitive. We've got the technology. Fly the drones up and down, and when they see the boats coming along or coming towards the beach or a gathering of people, you go over there and you don't land. Basically, I'd get a landing craft with a big net on it, and I just scoop them up and just drop them back on the beach while I punch it. I'm sorry, that's one way. Or the other way is pick them up and just take them back to France. Or the other way is to park a big ship in the middle of the sea, bang them all on it, and then send them off to a third. There's all sorts of ways that have been suggested to go with, but we can't do it because we're members of the ECHR. Rubbish! Italy make their own decisions. Australia make their own decisions. Germany are closing their borders. France have had enough of it, and next year when Michel Le Pen probably gets in and takes over, because now your lot, you socialist lot, are losing the plot completely. You can stop the boats. Stop the boats, you stop the demand. There's no demand, there's no smugglers. End of story. As you can never stop the demand for drugs, there'll always be a drug trade. There'll always be people taking the risk to ship it in, and millions of pounds come over. You've not done anything about it. Again, Mr. Starmer, you're lying. Why are you lying? I don't know. You can stop the boats, but you don't want to. So you lied to the British people, and you're allowing these people to rob the British people of everything they have. You're taking away all sorts of benefits from people that need them. Going back to the fuel allowance, not only is it that, the pension will be okay, single occupancy discount for people who live on their own. You're going to stop that apparently. Well, there you go, you got your money back again, haven't you? Any which way up you can get money out of the ordinary person, you'll do it. And I can't believe that the Labour Party was formed for the working man. Not anymore, it isn't. Anyway, so there's another lie. You're going to stop the boats and stop the smugglers. You're not going to do it. You don't want to do it. So that's enough for you at the moment. I'll just come to you at the back end of this video, because for me, and for everybody in the UK, I suppose, except for a few die-hard idiots, this government that you're leading now is the worst that's ever been. Now, you've had your first 100 days, but before we go into any more, we've got to talk about Donald Trump. Of course we have. Yes? We'll leave Keir Starmer to one side for one moment. And everything I've said is true, Mr. Starmer. Prove me wrong. I'd love you to. Right, let's get on to Donald Trump. First of all, just in a nutshell, this is his sort of acceptance speech in about 180 seconds of what he's going to do. But I want you to listen carefully to what he says he's going to do. Here we go.
It is now clear that we've achieved the most incredible political thing. Look what happened. Is this crazy? I want to thank the American people for the extraordinary honor of being elected your 47th president and your 45th president. I will not rest until we have delivered the strong, safe, and prosperous America that our children deserve and that you deserve. This will truly be the golden age of America. That's what we have to have.
I think that we just witnessed the greatest political comeback in the history of the United States of America. And after the greatest political comeback in American history, we're going to lead the greatest economic comeback in American history under Donald Trump's leadership.
We're going to have to seal up those borders, and we're going to have to let people come into our country. We have to let them come back in, but they have to come in legally. A star is born, Elon. He's a character, he's a special guy, he's a super genius. We have to protect our geniuses. We don't have that many of them.
This is karma, ladies and gentlemen. He deserves this. They deserve it as a family. I want to thank the Nell boys, Aiden Ross, Theo Vaughn, Bussin' with the Boys, and last but not least, the mighty and powerful Joe Rogan.
We can add a few names like Robert F. Kennedy Jr. He wants to do some things, and we're going to let him go to it. I just said, but Bobby, leave the oil to me. We have more liquid gold, oil and gas. We have more liquid gold than any country in the world, more than Saudi Arabia. We have more than Russia. Bobby, stay away from the liquid gold. Other than that, go have a good time, Bobby. Yesterday, as I stood at my last stop on the campaign trail, I'll never be doing a rally again. Can you believe it? Many people have told me that God spared my life for a reason. And that reason was to save our country and to restore America to greatness. And now we are going to fulfill that mission together. We're going to fulfill that mission. It's time to put the divisions of the past 4 years behind us. It's time to unite. And we're going to try. We're going to try. We have to try. And it's going to happen. Success will bring us together. I've seen that. So I want to just tell you what a great honor this is. I want to thank you. I will not let you down. America's future will be bigger, better, bolder, richer, safer and stronger than it has ever been before. God bless you, and God bless America. Thank you very much.
Well, there you go. That's Donald Trump. That's just 180 seconds of clips of it. I don't want to play the whole thing, but he was also mentioning that he's going to, well, you heard about it, he's going to put the fence up across the border. He'll do that. Executive order number 1, stop them coming in. He talks about doing mass deportations. He also talks about wokeness, man's a man and woman's a woman. He's also talked about drilling for oil and using the resources. He says they've got more oil than Russia have, and also stopping the wars. During the course of that, all these things were mentioned. And I believe, if you look at, I'm going to give you a challenge now. Everybody's watching, I've got to give you a challenge. The challenge is going to be this, okay? The challenge is that you've watched Keir Starmer for his first 100 days and what a hogwash he's made and how he's destroyed this country. I'd like you to watch Donald Trump in his first 100 days and watch what happens. You'll see. Business people will go there because they'll feel safer, they'll feel that it's somewhere to invest, it's all financially jubilant, they're going to have a good time if they go and put an invest in there in America. He's getting involved in the fuel and all the rest of it, the oil and the gas and whatever, he'll sell that, and the dollar will shoot through the roof. I mean, there's just things that I think will happen, but if you're a business person or you're into that kind of stuff, you know that's going to be a fantastic 100 days. And I'd like somebody to give me some feedback on what they thought from today, or from Keir Starmer's 100 days to the first 100 days of Donald Trump. I think you'll see a great difference, and it's for the benefit of us. But there's also something that I've got to put on, which I'm going to do in a minute or two. Keir Starmer is talking about giving people of the ages about 15 and 16 to vote. Never heard anything so ridiculous in my life. A 15-year-old or 16-year-old's got no idea, doesn't care. Okay? None of them. They've not lived a life, they've not had a mortgage, they've not had a job. They don't know what life is real, and you want to give them the vote. Well, let's just have a look at a sample of the people reacted to Donald Trump getting elected. And I've left the last one quite long so you could hear this person talk. These are young people, and I think if you think 16's young, too young, well, I think 18's still pushing it at the moment. But there we go, 18. We'll do it. So just listen to these, and then we'll come back and we'll have a little chat about it. Here we go.
Go to sleep. I might wake up a motherfucking slave. I'm sorry. No! Why?
Lizzo, pray, like we're just gonna wake up tomorrow morning and everything's gonna go back to the way it'll be a psych. It'll be like a really bad dream, and none of this. Dare you? Said it from the coffin. Remember how I died when you started walking? That's my life. I'll let you find.
Donald J. Trump is now President of the United States.
What a great honor to be able to introduce for the first time ever anywhere the 45th President of the United States of America, Donald.
I am so sorry to my world. I am so sorry to my world. This is not what we want. There's so much potential for beauty and for devastation. In this one moment, it's almost incomprehensible that they can exist right now.
You're going to give them the vote? I mean, they're a bit older, but there's younger ones. And I didn't want to put them. There's little kids, 10, 12 years old, crying because their parents had told them Trump is now the president. I mean, it's just ludicrous. And Starmer, yeah, they probably actually, I think Starmer might be crying himself now because Trump's got him. Especially what David Lammy said to him and one or two others. Yes, what can I say? But anyway, that's my rant for today. And as I said, don't forget to make a comment where you can. You can find me in many places, and I'll let that run down the bottom while we run to the end of the show. But I just think that the world's gone mad. I've got as you know, I've got my Christmas up behind me. I don't care. And I've got my rant hat on, and I don't know what to think of it all. I really don't. But I think the world's just totally gone mad. What can I say? We need to find a way of getting rid of this stupidity of a government, and then find somebody. There is people. I don't want to speak. I am biased because I follow one particular party who I think would do great things for Britain, for United Kingdom and the rest of the world as well. But I don't want to say it all the time. Most of you know who I mean. And also the imprisonment of a true patriot who's done 2 great rallies for people to show their support, that they want to stay English. And by staying English, it's not just white people. Don't get that to be how it is. It's not like that. It's not just white people. There's many people who are truly English. They have a different religion. They follow the religion. Doesn't matter whether they're Jewish, Muslim, I don't know, Jedis, whatever they are. Follow your religion by all means. Don't impose it on anybody else. And fit in and assimilate with your society, and the place will be a much better place to live, wouldn't it? I'm a bit of a phony really, because I've left England. I don't live there. I haven't lived there for 23 years, 24 years going on. and I live in Spain, and I assimilate to their way of life because I'm a guest in the country. You've just got, when you go, you do the same. I don't like bullfighting, I find it moronic, but it doesn't matter. It's not my place to do anything about it, it's the culture, and that's what they do. And it'll be the Spanish people. And just one other thing, and I've said this before, look at the Spanish government and find me a foreigner of any shape, way or form in their government. You won't find. And if you do, let me know. And also, I can vote in local elections, but in general elections, no. Because I'm not born Spanish, even though I'm a permanent resident here. Okay? So, that's enough for my rant today. I hope I've shed some light on the lies of this wicked, evil government. And what's left to say is that I'm on my way, I'm going, and stay safe. I'll see you soon.